Let's talk about salts.
When we think of salts, we typically go straight to the stuff that we cook with, table salt. Except salt is actually a lot more than that. In chemistry, salt is usually used as a catch-all umbrella term, which just means that a lot of stuff can be considered as salt. By definition, salt is just anything that's made by a metal and a nonmetal. So what are metals and nonmetals? We can roughly identify them from this poorly drawn periodic table. Metal elements are typically on the left, while nonmetal elements are typically on the right. The gap in the middle, chemists usually consider as transition metals, meaning that some of them act like metals and some of them act like nonmetals. Sure, we just identified metals and nonmetals on the periodic table, and you might have an inkling of examples of them, but you're probably still wondering, what do they mean chemically? Well, metals are just any elements that like to donate their outer electrons. For example, sodium likes to give away one of its outer electrons, which is why you'll see charged sodium denoted with a single plus. Nonmetals, on the other hand, are just elements that like to steal electrons. For example, chlorine is one of the most reactive elements and is very keen on stealing an electron from whatever it is interacting with. But wait, what do we mean by giving or stealing electrons? It's not like these atoms are electron thieves or benevolent philanthropists, right? Well, they kind of are. Every atom has a shell of outer electrons, called valence electrons, that help form bonds with other atoms. Metals like sodium really love to give some of those away, for example to chlorine, which loves to receive an extra electron to complete the collection. This electron donating itself is how salts bond. To make them even stronger though, the positively charged metals are attracted to the negatively charged nonmetals, which chemists collectively call ionic bonds. Although there is more nuance in the salts that you will, or already have learned about in chemistry classes, this overview of the ionic bond is pretty descriptive of the salts that are in the Great Salt Lake. If you want to learn more about these salts, or the lake in general, check out the rest of the blog.